All right, everybody. Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 383 for December 3rd, 2020. Holy cow, it's December, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
I'm Adriel.
And surprise, we got a guest host. Say hi.
He's lurking. Filling in for Trevor. I'm lurking.
He's lurking.
Lurking.
Yeah.
Lurking in the background.
I'm just in the background.
Yeah, but you're never in the background. Come on, you can't help it, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Say hi to everybody. Tell them who you are.
Hey, how's it going? It's Rick from CRPS and Project Mapleseed.
Yay! Yay. All right.
This is also going to be our main topic. This is going to be very weird for like podcast listeners.
All over the place because we introduced him in the main topic already because we did.
Hey, who was on the main topic?
I don't know. Yeah, he's quite a nice guy, you know. Anyways.
Very famous.
Yeah. Listen, Adriel, can you throw something in here? Because there's nothing in here. Or do you want to talk about whatever? Okay. What we did in guns. We're going to get into what we did in guns. What we did in guns is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearm retailer. And you can go and check them out online or on Gun Owners Canada or on CGN and anything like that. Because usually we populate it with something here and there's nothing here. And Trevor, you fell down on a job.
Whoa. They have limited edition Benchmade Saibu knives. They're very Gucci knives. Here, wait.
Okay, let
me share my screen.
Okay.
Look at them. Some weird knives. I don't know what aesthetic it's going for, but you'll be the only person in your crew that has a knife that looks like that.
That's true. It's
got like some Damascus looking like steel there.
Yeah,
and it's made by the artist Seiichi Nakamura,
nice,
from Japan. It's they fold the knife at the blade 1,000 times, I think. That's what I hear.
Got 24 karat gold hardware. Holy cow!
Yes.
So these are very Gucci.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very Gucci.
We say Gucci a lot about like stuff that's very practical. But this is like proper Gucci. Very Gucci.
Proper.
Hey, Rick, would this be along the lines of our brie knife?
It is more than brie knife. This is the caviar knife. This is the caviar knife. The truffle. If you need a truffle sliced, this is what knife you would use to slice the truffles.
All right.
On top of your brie.
Why is it we're all about food?
You wouldn't cook your crack rocks on top of this blade or something like that? No?
If you have to, in a pinch.
Once you hit mid-boss level, I guess you can do that, but if you're just a street dealer, it's a faux pas.
I feel like this is the knife you use to like slash open the bag of cocaine just to make sure it's cocaine.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I hear. That's the one.
I hear.
It's a very nice knife.
That is the proper use of that knife. So I don't know if we helped or hurt sales there.
Helped. I think helped.
I think helped. I'm buying one for when I open my kilo of coke.
Wait, is this pure? Jab a knife in it. Just have it spill out all over the place. I guess it's coke.
By the way, nice knife.
Nice knife.
Yeah. You got to make an appearance.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking. Okay. Can we talk about guns actually instead of cocaine?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Rick, why don't you tell us what you did in guns this week?
Oh, this has been a very quiet. Well, I've been trying to organize that raffle for that Tactical Solutions. Been working with all the sponsors. I organized the gun room today. Finally.
Oh, that's nice.
At the end of every season, I lose stuff. Because you come in from an event, you dump stuff and they move. You know what it's like. So I did an archaeological dig and reorganized. Found scope rings I didn't know I had. Found scopes I didn't know I had. I found that rangefinder you were looking for.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, I found it. So I'll put it in the mailbox for you.
Thanks.
So that's my. It's self-care of my working environment.
Doesn't it feel good after you do that though?
I know it feels especially good to you, but yeah, I found stuff, so I'm happy. So everything was put in their proper Rubbermaid tote for next year.
Yeah,
and you've got so much more room for activities after you're done.
Yeah.
I know. So
yeah,
I found my reloading bench.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Apparently, I was on the middle of reloading 6.5 Creed. It's like time stood still. What happened? Oh yeah, the summer happened.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
That's it for you? Okay. All right. Adriel, what's up with you? What did you do this week?
I did a couple things. I was going to go to the range, and I decided not to. I'm going to definitely go to the range this weekend, though. Let's see.
Did you get some stuff in?
I got some stuff in, and I ordered more stuff. Like this Black Friday has been bad for my credit card. Very bad.
But the reality is you take this stuff and you flip it. So it's not really
a
all
lot
that
of the
bad.
stuff gets flipped. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, I buy it, I shoot it a bit, I review it, and out the door it goes. And
at a great price. Let's actually just say that you're going to offer it at a great price for the people who are listening, right? If they're interested.
No, I'm going to offer it for like probably more than what I paid for it, because I probably got it on a great sale. But it'll be a good price compared to retail.
Okay.
Because it's hunting gear guy tested.
I'll throw a sticker in, but you'll pay more than retail for the gun.
Why don't you sign the stock? Just sign the stock. It's actually autographed as well.
I got a paint pen. I could put my terrible, very ugly signature on every gun that I sell, and when people get it, they'll be like, "Oh, I thought I was just getting a regular gun. I guess it's signed. Jesus, I hope this is washable."
It's a sad day when you discover your stuff is worth more unsigned than signed.
Yeah. But I guess I have to sell that Rem 783. Still gonna sell some 22s. Whatever. I'll get to it. I ordered some more stuff first because that's what I had to do.
Excuse me. What did you order?
Well, Bullseye North has like a whole pile of the M Carbo stuff, and the Savage Axis ones, which I talked about how I ordered one of those, right? The Axis ones don't come with the Accu trigger, but you can put a spring kit in there, and you can take it from like 5-ish pounds to like 2, and that is very much worthwhile. So I ordered a couple of them. And then I was like, "Oh, can I get up to free shipping? What do I got to do to get that free shipping from those guys?"
How much did you spend just to get the free shipping?
I don't know if I did get it or not, or if I paid for the shipping eventually. But I got the SKS spring kit.
Oh god,
and 22 kits, because I still got a couple of those where it's like, I don't know, I'll put those in there. And then this year when Rick was out, I borrowed one of his bags, and they had the mini fortune cookie. So I'm like, I got to get that one. That'll be the bag I take out to that kind of thing. So I ordered the mini fortune cookie from Bullseye North as well. And that stuff, I don't know. Whenever it gets here, it gets here. I don't really care. This came in. This is Savage Axis 1 in camo. I can't remember what the Cabela's calls their camo. It's something weird. Anyways, this one's in 6.5. Also got one in 223.
Yeah.
Something I discovered. Now, I suspected this, but I couldn't, I didn't have one to measure to check. The youth models of this rifle are exactly the same as this, but they don't come with the spacer. And they usually sell for more. So, by the by, if you want to buy a youth rifle of one of these Savage Axises, don't
buy that.
Just buy the regular one.
Take the spacer out.
Take the spacer out, and you have a youth rifle. I measured them. I checked. I have a youth one that I paid a very good price for, and it's the same as this one without the spacer.
Interesting.
So, by the by, and if you haven't seen this yet, they got rid of the crappy mag, the little plastics thing. Yeah. Now they've got a plunger style. So this plunger style mag is much better. Much better magazine these things now, and that was one of the weak parts of this whole system. So that part's been cleaned up and is much better.
Awesome.
Got a couple of those, and then I got one of these from Cabela's too. The Mossberg Maverick 88. These are like one of the cheapest pump shotguns you can get. But the nice thing about these ones, they're cheap, but they're like fairly decent quality because it's a Mossberg shotgun. So yeah, good price. I ended up, they have like this, sometimes you can get like the security barrel model, which is like a 18.5 inch. And then sometimes you can get combos that include like the long barrel and the short one. I just got the long one because it's the more practical of the two. It's got a interchangeable choke. Comes with mod.
Nice.
That's all you need. Yep.
Yeah.
Comes with the saddest choke tool. It's like stamped steel, like the cheapest, crappiest stamped steel choke tube tool. But it's a cheap shotgun, so what else do you expect, right? The actual like finish on it is not that bad. If you were to compare this against some of like the Turk shotguns, this is a much better deal,
Value?
or much better quality, I guess you could say, in my opinion. Because a lot of those Turk shotguns, I just don't think they would survive like a lot of hard use or a lot of rounds through them. Whereas that probably
that's gonna yeah.
And then I got, I think I talked about this on the show. I got like a 4-pack of these things.
Yeah, you did.
These game cams, muddy. They're terrible.
Oh, really?
They're so bad. I didn't have high expectations because they're $40 each when you pay like $160 for a 4-pack. But they're truly awful. I'm gonna actually get them out in the field and see if like they're better in bright light. But if they're like 12 megapixel or 8 or 4, and so far from what I've seen, you lose nothing by just using 4 megapixels. The quality is there's no discernible difference between that 4 megapixel and higher, just because the sensor's probably just garbage on them. And video, if you take video with this thing, it's 640 by 360, something like that, which is like that probably doesn't mean much, but that's like a tiny little crappy video from like olden days for resolution. So
you mean like potato,
Old.
like Windows 3.1 had higher resolutions than this thing would deliver.
Okay, you got 4 of them for $130. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck them all. Like the battery life is probably pretty decent on them.
Okay.
So who cares? Yeah, throw a bunch on the farm and see what the deer are doing, and that'll be good enough.
Okay.
I got a bunch of score buckshot because I don't have a lot of buckshot. I kind of want some just to have it. Seiko ammo I'm still waiting on. And then I put out a survey for Chaz 3-gun. We do like a yearly survey to find out from like members where they're at, what they're looking for from the series, and getting some good responses from that so far. So if you're a member of Chaz 3-gun, go to the Facebook page, fill in that survey, and let us know what we're doing good and what we suck at, and we'll improve.
Should we name pea shooter to a different name?
No. The like denigration is on purpose.
All the way to 11.
Yeah, if I could call it something a little bit more, like if I could put swears in there, that would be appropriate. No, it's I mean it's a stand-in to support people until they buy a rifle that'll handle something a little bit further out, because they're out there. We're getting more and more variants.
People are interested.
Variants? Yeah. Maybe that's a poor choice of word. We're getting more variety of rifles out there. Can't use variant. That word has meaning in Canada.
Yes.
We're getting more varieties of different rifles that handle that long stuff, and in 223 that are working really well. So I think that next year, more people will be running in those. But we're probably still going to offer all those divisions, because that OIC just kind of like threw a grenade into people's competition rifles, and some people have recovered and some people haven't, and they're still running their SKS or their Mosin or their 1022. So we're still allowing all of those, and they all have a place.
Yep, you got to do it right now. Yeah. So
I think that's it. I think I'm going to go to the range tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Saturday. And shoot some 22s and see. And I think I'm going to check my groups at 50 and 100. I think that's what I'm going to do all day, is shoot groups at 50 and 100. Maybe compare my high velocity stuff against my standard velocity stuff. Because I feel like in a series where you have to shoot far and close, I might want to be able to like change out my ammo.
That's reliable, and you know what's you're
gonna be one of those gamers. Oh my gosh.
Well, in 3-gun, if you're going to shoot, so in 3-gun, typically you'll shoot blaster ammo, 55 grain 223, but then for the long stuff, you'll fire a 70 or a 77 grain bullet, and you'll be sighted in for the 77, but you'll also know your offset for the other one, and you'll just have it sighted for the 77 and the blaster stuff. Who cares? That's typical. I don't do that though. I just run a red dot and I run the 55 grain stuff and I just keep pulling the trigger until I make my hits.
Okay.
So are you part of Project Mapleseed by any chance? hey, can we get a meeting after this?
Yeah, I know.
You've got some questions.
Yeah. By the way, Doug Rodenbush is watching. He said, "Hey, it's the Project Mapleseed podcast."
Doug.
Hey,
Doug
Doug.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Mike
Mr. Doug.
says it got a group all the way out to 300. The 22 will surprise you. I think I got to walk all the way to 300, though. Man, I don't want to do that. That sounds like a lot of work.
Lab Radar's got
Yeah, I was going to say.
I could try putting. I could.
Ones too.
I could take my phone, put it on a mount, and put it at 300.
The last time you did that, you shot it.
Yeah, that's an expensive. I think the Lab Radars are cheaper than a new phone.
I wanted a new phone, anyways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna hit the range, do some 22 work, and maybe some shotgun work. Yeah, both.
Okay, that's good. That's cool. Let me know how that works out for you, the Mossberg. What did I do? I actually, on Saturday when at SFRC, I know it's Saturday and it's SFRC. But anyways, I had to go in because remember the last time I was there, I bought some 9mm ammo and I said it was 124 grain. I actually had to check. And I checked it and they gave me the 115 instead of the 124. So I brought it back and said, listen, I wanted the 124. So they were fantastic. They're great customer service at SFRC, by the way. I went back, and of course I'm going anyways because they're all my peeps, right? So it's really fun because I get to go and talk to everybody and, chit chat, and they try and sell me stuff, and it's part of my day. I spend 2 hours at SFRC on Saturdays. But anyways, so I brought back my ammo and I exchanged it for 124 grain, and not only did they great customer service, but they gave me the 17% discount for Black Friday, and I got money back. So.
Nice.
Yeah,
that almost never happens when I go to the gun store.
They give you
Here's some money back.
What? I'm going, what do you mean? Like I had my card and everything, and then we're going, okay, how much do I owe you? Because 124 is more expensive than 115. And she goes, no, I owe you money. I'm going, this is like the best day ever. Like, how often do you go to the gun store and you get money back? Like, this
Never.
is awesome. So, never, yeah. So I spent Saturday there, and Sunday was supposed to actually go to the range. We were going to try and do a girls' day at the range, shoot pistol indoors, but we weren't able to do that. We weren't able to get all of our ducks in a row, so we weren't able to do that. But, and also I have sad news to announce. So on Wednesday nights, remember I said Skeet Night Wednesday night is our typical thing. Our club's no longer doing Wednesday night Skeet Night. It's only on Sundays now.
Is it a Rona thing or is it like just a day thing?
Yeah, usually what happens is when winter comes or colder temperatures run, and they shut down. We have lights for that one area, but yeah, they don't usually do it. So normally at the beginning, the beginning of October, they shut down.
All the skeets migrated south.
All the skeets migrated south. Yep. So we're not able to do. So Kelly and I met up, but we didn't meet actually at the skeet club because they're not shooting.
Skeeting.
We're not skeeting. So we actually met up at the chocolate store, Cacao 72.
When the going gets tough, the chocolate gets going.
You're right. So we have to figure out what we're going to do because we want to shoot. We want to shoot on Wednesday nights, but unfortunately, Wednesday night is also IPSC night, and that's when all the guys that are part of the IPSC crew at our club actually go and shoot. They're great guys and everything, but yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. We have to figure.
Why don't you go shoot IPSC?
Yeah, you know what?
You got a pistol for it. You could do that.
Absolutely, I can go and do it. And they would actually welcome me as well as Kelly. Well, Kelly's the match director for IPSC at the club, right? Oh. But yeah, we tend to talk a lot and different things. Maybe we can, I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, so Wednesday nights, we have to figure out something else to do. Sundays are the days that we can go to skeet. But unfortunately, this Sunday, we are not able to go to the range. We will be in... Actually, no, that's totally a lie to you. This weekend, Gunny Girl stuff. So Tracy's making her way down from Ottawa, and Kelly, Tamara, and myself are going to meet up at Kelly's place. We're going to have a slumber party on Friday night, and then we're going to get up at 6 a.m. and we're going to head out to London and Cambridge. So we're going to go and check out Phil O'Dell and, and say hi to him at his place at O'Dell's Engineering. And then we're going to go over to Select Shooting Supplies, and we're going to actually get a tour of the new range that they have and also do a calendar signing at Select Shooting Supplies. We want to say thank you to Dean Carr for allowing us to come out there. And then we're going to head over to, this is a tour, right? So, and then we're going to actually head on down the road, and we're going to go to Bullseye North, and we're going to go over there and get a tour of the new store and the new shooting ranges, and we're going to do calendar signing there as well. So
that's an awesome new store.
Yeah, so we're super excited about that, because not only do we actually get to, see some of the places and see some of the guns that were featured in this year's calendar, but we also get to interact with some of the people that actually have sponsored the calendar and say thank you to them, but also to the people who have bought the calendar. Now, I have an announcement about the calendar. It's kind of like an announcement. Yeah, okay, it's an announcement. Basically, we're sold out of the calendar.
You got me one though, right?
You know what? I got stock in the calendar, but I have to give some of them back, because we actually need to be able to have calendars for the signings, right? So, but my peeps, my co-hosts, you got calendars, yeah, you got those coming. So, but yeah,
Project Mapleseed co-workers. I'm just kidding. No pressure. I know what the list is. Podcasters and everybody else.
We'll figure things out. Yeah, it's actually been such a good year for the calendar. We got it done a lot sooner than previous years, and the girls are fantastic. They're great girls, and also we've just been sharing it everywhere, and basically we've sold out of the calendar. I think that they're fulfilling orders once we actually know for sure that we're done. I told Tracy, I was talking to her last night, and we were talking about all the calendars and everything, and I said, listen, we're going to pull a Gordon Ramsay, right? We're going to go, shut her down. That's what it needs to be. We can't sell calendars we don't have. So what else? That's about it. Yeah, we're gonna go and do the calendar signing, and that's it. I think I haven't shot this week. I'm sad. Remember when we used to shoot, Rick? Remember when we used to shoot, Adrian?
Back in the day.
I just take a break during the summer. After the summer, I still shoot.
Well, I'm lucky. I get an indoor range. You guys?
I just shoot outside. It's cold. Whatever. It's Alberta.
Yeah.
This is what I signed up for.
Yeah. I know. You live where, it hurts to breathe. Some people have been asking about those calendars. Let's back up. Some people have been asking about calendars and different things like that. We're going to have a limited supply at the different venues. So, but once they're gone, they're gone. That's it. No more. That's it. Okay.
So wait, what you're saying is once they're gone, they're gone?
They're gone. It's a wrap. We're done. What else?
Limited quantities. Please order now.
Yeah.
Or don't. Don't have many ways.
You didn't order through me. You ordered through Lynn, and we'll see if we can actually get that taken care of. Okay, so let's get on to upcoming events. Upcoming events is sponsored by TELUS Alpha. It's Canada's digital I can't talk. Anyways,
TELUS Alpha is a Canadian digital agency.
Thank you, Adriel.
Exclusively in the firearms vertical. We do websites and stuff, and commerce, and they know how to set up a payment processor that won't steal your money like PayPal will.
That's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also around the stigma the industry carries with banks and merchant processors and social media and different things like that. So, anyways, go check them out at telusalpha.com. They're really good guys too, by the way. Or guy. I don't know. Is it plural? It's one. Anyways, go check them out. Sporting events in Alberta are canceled for a while.
Yeah, no sporting events.
Do you want to tell us?
They're all canceled. We got a couple cases of the Rona out here. Just a couple.
Yeah. So how's that going? Do you want to give us an update?
Oh, we had for the first time ever in Edmonton, just Edmonton alone, we had 1,000 cases yesterday. So we're quickly becoming the best. think that's
You
the
guys
correct.
You guys are like I was creeping on it today, and you guys are. No, I was looking at it.
We
today.
see the
You guys-
mountain, and we're
Yeah.
like, we're going to climb that mountain.
We will take it. We
The
will.
mountain is like, wait, which way am I looking? Yeah, that way. The chart's going up like that. Am I pointing the right way? I might be.
Do you remember The Price is Right with the guy that was the yodeler? He forgets the price and he go up. You're about to go over the hill.
Yeah, we're going up over the hill there. Yeah, Alberta's got a couple of Rona cases going on out here,
Yeah.
and there's no sporting events. There are no social visits. You can't go to someone's house unless they're a recluse. If they're a recluse, you can go to their place and cheer them up and give them the Rona. And that's it. So we're not going to have any events anytime soon.
Or Christmas.
Or Christmas. It's a 3-week thing. But let's be real.
Remember when
it's not getting better over the next 3 weeks.
Remember
it's going to get worse.
Yeah, remember when they said, "Oh, we're just going to shut down. We're going to shut down for 2 weeks. Don't worry, you'll come back to work." Right? That was March. Yeah.
Nothing. I still work. Nothing changes for me. Everyone else, yeah.
Are you wearing pants?
Huh? Am I wearing pants? Pants are optional, for me, 24 hours a day.
I know.
I don't need to wear pants. But let's go accidentally walk into my kid's room and he's on a Zoom call with his class and I'm not wearing any pants. That can be embarrassing for him, not so much for me.
I know parents that would do that on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose, but it happened. I was wearing underwear. Wasn't that weird?
Dad.
Anyways, no sporting events in Edmonton or Alberta for ever.
Okay.
Maybe April or something.
Mike wants to know if you actually got your deer. Mike, did you listen to last week at all?
Yeah, I got my deer. I got a deer too. They might have got them dearly in the lungs.
Hey, did you send any deer out to us?
I didn't send any. I didn't take any I took a picture. I didn't post any pictures on Instagram or anything like that.
I don't care about pictures. I want
some jerky.
I want jerky.
I got some flapjacks in a box right now. I got to mail to you. I'm going to put some jerky in there too.
Why are you mailing me flapjacks?
I got a pile of flapjacks for
why is it coming
seed.
Back? No, you send it west. Send it west.
West?
Yeah.
Just to Darren? Is that the okay? We'll talk later. We'll talk later about this.
Okay, everybody that's watching or listening is going, what the hell are they talking about? Why are they sending pancakes?
Shooting pancakes. Did you find out if it had the deer Rona? I did not yet. I was actually just going to log in to check if it had the deer Rona.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you do that first before you send it out to me?
Just eat it. Don't worry about it.
I'll be good.
I'll check.
All right.
I'll check.
Okay. Let's move on to the news. Ccfar donations for the legal challenge. There's been a few of them. So the Calgary and District Target Shooters Association, so the CDTSA, they sent $2,500 to the CCFR. They donated that, and they're going to actually be sending another $4,500. So that's freaking amazing. So thank you to them. And also Service Rifle Shooting Association, and I put in here that was established in 1965. They sent $5,000. So that's amazing. Right now, the service rifle basically has been almost shut down, not only because of COVID, but because of the OIC as well. So thank you for their support with respect to that too. Adriel, you ready to pick up what's in the news, the ATRS?
Yeah, so ATRS is suing the RCMP and the Alberta CFO staff for $70 million in damages for take backsies on their FRT classification.
I
think that's the legal. I've watched a couple of those Runkle the Bailey videos. I'm pretty sure take backsies is the legal definition of what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that we can put Ian on retainer? Because what we need is Ian. Come on back on. We're going to talk about this one here, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I want to know if this has any legs.
Yeah, well, it's a separate lawsuit. ATRS is now taking this on their own,
Yeah.
and they are suing for damages because basically, like, they had an FRT entry that said this is not an AR-15 variant and
That's
it's
correct.
non-restricted, and it wasn't in the OIC, and then the FRT changed, and now it is a variant, and now it's
Right.
prohibited, but it's been more than a year. So, can the RCMP really do that? Do they have rocks for brains? Like, what's going on there? So
Yeah,
I
there's
think
certain rules around it. So the fact is that they had 1 year that they could make those changes. They said that it
Mhm.
was a non-variant, and then it was non-restricted. And then as you said, when the FRT was changed, it says this is a variant of the.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's important that a legal challenge is made on. Hey, can the RCMP do this? Can the RCMP just be like, I don't know, it's black and it's got a stock and that's just probably an AR-15, so variant banned. Can they do
Yeah.
that? Because it's obviously not. The ATRS obviously isn't. That isn't. Can they do that? I think it needs to. It bears going to court.
yes. So they actually were originally part of the CCFR. They were part of the CCFR challenge, but they actually are taking it on their own. So, and quite honestly, I think, or quite frankly, I think the more challenges there are, or the more it's covering bases, and hopefully there'll be a positive result for them, as well as some of the other challenges as well, or some of the other lawsuits too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Next one.
Yeah, sure.
This one, maybe I'll pull this up just so we can all
let's
kind
talk.
of look at it as we're talking. But there's a report from Saga. I think that must be Mississauga.
Yes.
Almost all illegal guns coming into Mississauga and Brampton are from the U.S. Peel Police traced handguns for this year, and they said that 91% of all illegal handguns seized in Mississauga and Brampton came from the U.S. So they're smuggled in.
Yeah. So the good thing about that, actually, Mississauga and Brampton are pretty close to the border. So, but one of the good things about that is previously they weren't doing a lot of the tracing, or they weren't actually sourcing it. So they can say 91%, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of those.
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. Like, when you actually post this, I was seeing this on people were posting this or sharing it on their various social media platforms and pages and things like that. But people were saying, or a response to that was, okay, so what about the other 9%? Or where was that coming from? Or again, what do you actually say to people who say, okay, but where are they originating from? Where's the original? So at one point, because this is actually what Polytechnique or the anti-gun lobby is actually basically promoting. Is that
you need to take a look at that report and see if from the U.S. means smuggled or from the U.S. means
right.
So like that was their country of origin, because a lot of the guns that we buy here in Canada are U.S. manufactured.
Yep.
But were they smuggled or? Because my understanding was that those were smuggled.
Okay. So, but yes, what people are coming back with is, well, originally it wasn't. It was originally a legal handgun or hand firearm. So they're trying to trace it back. So basically, it's a moot point that it's 91% was smuggled in. I'm going, like, really? But anyways, I'm just finding that's a new tactic that's coming out.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. But I'm not on Twitter or anywhere like there's that many insane people. So if they're like if you're trying to argue with insane people, since that's never going to work.
Oh no.
But I mean, like, yeah, yes, they were legal in the U.S., but guess what kind of influence we have over U.S. law? None. So we deal with what we can deal with, and that's our own laws and our own restrictions.
Right. So if they exactly, so if 91% are coming over and it's illegal guns coming over the border, so I would assume that those are smuggled. And then what are we going to do about it, or how are we going to do it? And by the way, 91%, when we're talking about it, how many guns is that? Because if it's like 4 guns, right, or if it's 10 guns, that means 9 of those guns were smuggled over. Everything's about perspective. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways. Giving you a hard time. Maybe I should read the article, shouldn't I?
Perspective. Next one.
Yeah, sure.
Section 74. So in Alberta, and if you've followed online, you've probably seen this notice, but when the RCMP sent out the cards saying, hey, by the way, all your ARs and all that kind of stuff, your registrations are nullified. Now, we're not revoking them. If they were revoked, you would get to do a Section 74 challenge. Instead, we are nullifying them, and you get to do nothing, and you are powerless, and screw you.
Mhm.
Anyways, that went to court in Alberta. Decision was, hey, that's a made-up word. It actually means revocation, and therefore you got to do a Section 74 or allow Section 74. So this is really just like an intro into challenging this thing. It basically just means that the challenges can go forward. It was a very good result in terms of the court case, but it's only step 1 out of step 3 or so.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll be required for this kind of a thing.
So there was a lot of people asking, so what does this mean? Does this mean that we can actually take our guns out? No, you can't. It just means that it's a positive step forward. It means that you can actually take your case to court. And it's also setting precedent. So it's in Alberta, so other provinces are also looking at that as well. So.
And they should, because like the reasoning on it is pretty solid. It's like there's no such thing as a nullification in the Firearms Act or criminal code. You can't just make up words. It actually probably means revocation. Therefore, we should probably treat it as a revocation.
So are you saying that the RCMP actually threw out something new and introduced something new?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
There seems to be a theme in this news. Anyways, okay. All right. Let's go on to New Gun Stuff. New Gun Stuff is sponsored by Bolt Action Coffee. Slamfire Radio is a brand ambassador for Bolt Action Coffee. It's some of the best coffee that you can get out there. By the way, if you're going to use it and you're going to drink it with a French press. It's like superb. Anyways, go to boltactioncoffee.com and order some of it. Have it shipped directly to your home. I use the discount code SLAMFIRE. And yeah, tell them we sent you. All right, New Gun Stuff. Adriel, what you got?
We got a new 180. This is another one out there. Extreme Gun Shooting Center is making their own receiver set. And by itself, that would be fairly useless. You can't really do much with one of these things. But Wolverine is now selling a parts kit that completes this receiver set. So that is kind of interesting because now you can, now there's going to be another way to build a 180. Now, the more interesting part, the parts kit that Wolverine's going to sell is going to be missing all of the AR stuff. So the forend, the barrel, the stock, the buffer tube, the grip, all that kind of stuff you provide. So if you have an AR or one of the non-restricted ARs with that you now want to do something with, you swap it onto one of these receiver sets with the parts kit, and you're good to go. Now you need the parts kit because, like, the bolt is proprietary. Like, you can't just buy one of those off the shelf. The trigger pins are a little bit longer than typical, and that kind of thing. There's a couple of other parts in there that would be proprietary. Gas block, that kind of thing.
So you got to go and get that, but you can use your parts that are sitting in your safe that are just gathering dust. Cool. All right.
That's the idea.
Cool.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Nothing else? Okay. All right.
Nothing I noticed.
Okay, we're gonna get in.
There's a couple of deals here and there, but my credit card is like steaming hot, so I didn't try to look at them. It was like Bird Box where I had like the blindfold on, and I was like not in front of my computer. Yeah.
There's some places out there that are actually running the 12 Days of Christmas. By the way.
Oh yeah, Bullseye North had some crazy deals on there.
Yeah, each day is something different, so go and check them out.
What do they got today?
Today was a Canuck. Oh crap! What was it?
They've got the Vortex Venom on sale. I got a review on that I just put up on YouTube.
Oh, somebody was asking about that too. So, how much is the
2 or the 6 MOA?
Yeah, so talk about that.
3.
3.
3 or 6 is the 2 options they have, and they have the 3.
What do they got on special?
Oh wait, What's their 12-day? It's a Howa Randy Newberg gunmetal gray bolt action rifle in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Was that today? I thought it was Canuck today.
Day 3. It's
Oh.
it's a camo
this is
bolt
third day.
action hunting rifle.
Cool.
Named after some hunting guy from the States. And it's camo and it's a Howa.
Excellent.
It comes with a cool scope on it or something. That looks like an okay scope.
Yeah.
It's got
gold ring.
loophole, yeah, VX3
Nice.
on there, 3i.
3 to
Neat.
5. 3.5 to 10.
Hey, Ken. Ken Thiessen's watching. Hey, Ken. This is today's.
Ken.
Yeah. So Ken's from Bullseye
Nice-
North. We're just
nice
featuring
store.
it right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Adriel, they have an M Carbo wall there.
Yeah, I know. I bought a bunch of
Awesome.
stuff off there, a bunch of M Carbo stuff off of them. Yeah, I basically
There you go.
went through and I want one of these and I want one of those because they're like $10 or $20, right? So it's like for $10 or $20, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, let's
Take them all.
let's get the SKS trigger pull down.
You should buy it all because you're eventually going to have one of those rifles anyway,
That's true.
right?
I had an M Carbo Savage Axis trigger kit with no axis for about a year. So I've done that.
It sounds like my car parts in my garage.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on to the main topic. For tonight's main topic, we're going to have Rick Kedbeck on tonight. He's going to be talking about X22 series, which is something brand new, and we have exclusivity before
We do.
everybody else. So I wanted
We
to
do.
say, and I'm going, thanks, Rick. Thanks for coming on. Tell us all about it. What is it all about? Okay, first of all, tell us who you are, because not a lot of people know who you are. Although most of the
Right.
people that I know, they're saying, "Where's Rick?" And every time I go across the country, "Where's Rick?" I'm going.
It's rimfire. It's got
yeah.
Rick.
If it's rimfire, in Canada, it's got Rick attached to it.
Yeah.
So, hi, Rick.
It's a strange life. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So for those that don't know, we started this Rimfire series about 3 years ago, 2018, where we said, let's take a big competitive event like precision rimfires, a precision rifle series, and scale it down so more people could enjoy it. And that's kind of how CRPS came about. So we had 6 events that year, 10 events the next year.
Yep.
And this year we were all set to do 15. We ended up doing 13 events. And
Because,
this year because things happen. There's an Atlantic wall there that we couldn't get across. We were supposed to have 3 events in the Maritimes, which is heartbreaking for those guys, but at least they had the Outlaw series. So that's been running for 3 years, and it's been growing leaps and bounds. I think we hosted over 500 shooters this year.
That's awesome.
And at the same time, we also started up the Outlaw Rimfire Precision Series, which is basically a course of fire that can be shot on smaller ranges, allowing all ranges across Canada. Basically, 100 yards is all you need. And we set up the course of fire. You just host and run the match, and we aggregate all the data. We take all the drudgery out of running a match.
Mm-hmm.
So we had over 60 of those matches across Canada this year.
Right, because you don't have to be there, and
I don't have to be there.
It's the range that can do it.
Right.
All they have to do is actually get the steel and get the course of fire from you.
And the steel's cheap.
Yeah,
And the steel is cheap. It's almost like you get the whole set for half of what you pay for a full, IPSC target, which is cool. So we had 60 of those events this year. So now we're probably going to be breaking 100 with a new series, which is what I'm here to talk about. We actually added 2 new series.
Yeah,
one is the X22 Challenge series, which we haven't talked about the other one yet because that's super exclusive. No one knows about that, and it hasn't been published yet.
Are we going to do it?
X22
Okay,
Challenge.
before we get there, I just back up a little bit. Are we going to break the news tonight on it?
We could.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Drink some more.
So let's this podcast brought to you by Lefroy Quarter Cask.
Yay! Are you sharing?
So X22 Challenge series really is kind of an offshoot. And why did we want to do this? I think CRPS has gained popularity across Canada, but it's not for everybody. Not everybody is into positional, PRS style shooting. It takes a certain kind of person to want to get into all those yoga requiring positions and all that stuff. And not everybody wants to get into that little precision rifle stuff. I love it, but it's not for everybody. So as we got more and more people running the matches, that kind of freed up my time to say, hey, what else can we do to encourage more people to get into the shooting sports? actually 75% of our attendees this year started shooting a rifle match because of CRPS. So this was first-time shooters. So
Wow.
the strategy is working. So from Maple Seed, they go to CRPS. So X22, why X22? Because it's really based around finding who the ultimate shooter is. So this is kind of like a top shot with rimfire.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of a X22. X is Roman numeral for 10.
Correct.
Oh!
You're very clever. And I'm just waiting for Magpul to come after me for copyright infringement. But I think they have an X and a dash. I've got an X and a slash. I don't know.
It's totally different. Totally.
I'm hoping they'll take it easy on us, or even better, become a title sponsor. I don't know.
Exactly.
That would solve two problems.
It would actually solve everything. So sorry, go back. I actually interrupted you because
so X22. So we wanted to basically create the Olympics of shooting.
Okay.
So what it is we didn't want to walk away from the long range stuff. So we're going to have the CRPS stage, which is 100 meters to 300 meters.
Okay.
But it's only going to be 2 stages out of the whole day, so it's 20%. So we're going to put another 2 stages, which is ORPS, which is fun. Technically, ORPS is more demanding on fundamentals than CRPS because there's no windage. There's very little windage and there's very little elevation changes. You're within 8 inches at 100 yards. So there we really scale the targets down, and you've got the same instability of position as you would at CRPS. So technically, if you're a purist, ORPS is where you can excel and really show off your skills. But that's only 2%. So now we're at 40%. So what are we going to fill the other 60% with? Well, why don't we go? So we've got CRPS, which is 300 down to 100. Then we've got ORPS, which is 100 to 25. Now we slide in rimfire race gun stages, which is 25 to 10 meters. So now we're talking speed steel. So not only do you have to be able to hit a 12-inch plate at 300 meters or 250 meters, now you got to hit a 12-inch plate 5 times as fast as you can.
Where do you come up with these ideas?
Well, it's not a new idea.
You looked in your trailer and you're like, what can I do that uses all this stuff?
That muffler is so 2020.
Yeah.
So now we're talking, we're down to 10 meters. So we've got 25 to 10 meters.
Yeah.
Basically, you're looking at how fast can you hit 7 targets in the prescribed sequence. It's not always left to right. It could be alternating sides. It could be varying heights. And Adriel, you shot the rimfire race guns last year or this year. So we're going to have 2 of those stages. So we're going to have the speed steel, which is straight right to left. How fast can you blast it? And then we've got some more picky, small target, high, big target, low, and kind of alternate and mess with you. And the nice part about those is you get 5 runs at the same stage, and we'll take your 4 fastest times to create your stage score.
Oh,
and usually the fast guys will run it under 2 seconds, which is fast. So that's 60% of the match now. So what are we going to do for the other 2?
What?
So now we want to say, well, let's do one of the most fun sports, and I actually tried this out at Sherwood Park last year's silhouette, small bore silhouette.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're basically shooting at steel targets.
Yeah.
At 40 meters for chickens, 60 meters for pigs, 77 for turkeys, and 100 meters for rams. So we're going to take one of those stages and turn that into a X22 challenge stage. So you're going to be standing. It's a standing stage, so it's all maple seedy, right? You can use your sling. We're not going to get too crazy, so we're going to use it as it is. So you're going to be shooting chickens at 40 meters. You're going to have 5 steel targets, and you get to run that twice. So you've got to make 10 hits sequentially in under 2 minutes. And if you miss, you move on to the next one. So you've got 10 shots to make 10 points.
This sounds so fun. It
is going to be fun. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
but wait,
literally.
That's only 80%. There's still more.
There's still
more.
Now,
are you going to use the shot shells? I'm going to throw little mini clays out there and use the 22 shot shells.
No, we're going to use baby cobras released at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wish. Apparently that goes against certain rules or something, but it's hard to find baby cobras in Canada as well. So we did the next best thing, which is how many times have you gone to these Canadian gun nuts and everyone's posting their 50-meter groups, right? I shoot this all day long. So how do we get to the bottom of it? So we put in a bench rest stage, except we're going to shoot it prone. We're going to put bench rest targets at 50 meters. You've got, I think it's going to be 5 minutes to shoot 5-siders.
Okay.
25 shots for score. So now we're going to measure your grouping ability at 50 meters with 25 shots.
Oh, interesting. Five round groups.
Well, it depends. So we're using the IBS 50 yard target, which is basically 25 individual targets. So
Ah.
NPOA shift, anyone? So you're going to go left to right, top to bottom, 25 times.
You know what this is doing?
What is it doing?
It's going to make people go back to Maple Seed and get them to do that again, or
Wow,
actually
that's
funnel them.
amazing.
You know what, Rick? That's fantastic.
I know, right?
Thank you, Adriel.
Yeah.
You're going to have more events. By the way,
And then
Just
so
say
that's
thank you.
that's 9 out of 10 stages. So the last one's going to be a 100-meter grouping. So that'll be
cool.
5 targets, 5 shots per target for group size at 100. Because 50, you're going to get those guys that'll group, a quarter size at 50. Those voodoos will print those kind of groups. So we stretch it out to 100. That'll open things up nicely.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the new X22 Challenge series.
That is.
So
what are you going to shoot it with? Bolt actions?
Oh, that's a great question.
I was just gonna.
So we have 4 divisions.
Yes, tell us about it.
So the first division is stock. You buy a stock Ruger rifle and you shoot it the way it came from the factory, but you're allowed to obviously change it for fitment because Project Maple Seed, we're all about making sure the rifle fits you, right? So you can add cheek risers, you can add butt pads, you can add a rail on it for like an Arca rail for bipods, but that's it. It's got to be stock. Now, stock Rugers come from the $300 1022 synthetics all the way up to the Ruger competitions. It's up to you to buy whatever stock rifle you want. Is it unfair? Maybe, but you know what? It's a stock rifle. I'm not going to spend, 3 months of my year trying to segment this any further. The goal is to have fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's first class stock. That's a stock, anything straight from the factory. Now, we're going to be testing trigger pulls because that's the first thing people will try and swap in as a BX25 or polish a sear or swap out hammers, apparently. So it doesn't matter that the Ruger competition, which is the hot rod Ruger 1022, comes with a 2.5 pound pull.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. That's a stock rifle. Yours came with an 8 pound pull.
Yeah.
Too bad, so sad. So we're going to be verifying to make sure everyone follows the spirit of and the letter of the law.
Right.
So next up from there is open. The minute you change something with the internals, you want to change the bolt, you want to change the trigger pack, you want to change the barrel, you're into open now. From there, you can go as much as you want. As long as you're still running a stock Ruger receiver, you're in the open class. So if you just keep that stock Ruger receiver, you're in the stock category. In the open category.
Okay. Oh. Blink twice, Rick. Blink twice.
Tactical Solutions. That's the Bergaras. That's the
we lost you for a second there. So come back to Unlimited.
Okay, sorry.
So
so Unlimited. Yeah, Unlimited is basically all the non-Ruger receivered 1022 mag-fed rifles. So that's your Bergara BXR. That's your Tactical Solutions. That's your Winchester Wildcat, unfortunately. The Unlimited division.
Well, yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the
well, or the TC, Ruger.
Exactly. The TC is in the Unlimited. And then the fourth division, the gray birch, all the LDRs or the RDRs or the CLRs, those are going to be great. I think those are going to be one of the actions that people will be watching closely.
I think so too.
What I've seen based on the ones I've shot, they shoot incredibly well. It's whether folks have had enough seat time to the problem with these rifles, as soon as you mod something, the reliability becomes questionable, right? So that's the thing. I think a lot of people will throw a lot of go fast parts at it, and unless they've hammered 5,000 rounds through it, we've seen it, right? We've been to Maple Seed events and misfeeds and jams, right, all day long for the high end untested rifles that people have spent piles of money on. So it's going to be interesting. The last division is going to be the Outlaw, which is anything else that runs a 22 LR. So you want to run a belt-fed 22, come on down. You want to run a 64, come on down. As long as it fires a 22 LR, it's in the Outlaw division, and it's not one of those 1022 mag-fed rifles.
So you can actually,
So you can come in with an on-shoot single shot if you want, or a GSG.
The drum mag.
Yeah.
Drum mag.
So people have been asking on the feed here, can they bring out their GSG?
Absolutely.
Of course you can.
Absolutely.
So you're going Outlaw.
The goal is just to have fun, right? That's what it's all about. And, you can spend as little as much as you want. And the goal is we want to find Canada's top shot. Where it's going to go, who knows? So this year we're going to launch it. We're going to see where it goes. and then we'll step back and reevaluate, see what we're going to do next year. But again, extreme long range, that's it's not actually 300 meters is not extreme long range anymore. It's kind of a day in out bread and butter stage for us. So long range 100 to 300, then you've got short range 25 to 100, then you've got close range, which is 10 to 25 meters. Those are the fun, fast ones. Then you've got the silhouette, which is standing positional at 40, 60, 77, and 100.
Yeah.
And then you've got the, we're calling it rimfire precision target. Apparently bench rest has a negative image associated with for some reason. I don't know. But that's what it is.
I'm not
money where your mouth is.
I'm not going to say what that negative image is. Anyways, okay. But I have a question for you. So you're putting on this. So the range, what does a range have to do in order to actually host one of these events? They don't need anything. You're bringing all.
They don't need anything. So as my overloaded trailer,
is the trailer get bigger?
No, the same trailer. I'm switching to aluminum structural steel now. So the host ranges don't. So we've already set up. I think we've got 5 matches scheduled. So the way it's going to work is we're going to have one day matches. We're going to have 2-day Eastern and a 2-day Western championship. So we're going to combine we're going to combine the scores of the 2 days, the East and the West, and the top scores become the Canadian national top shot for X22, just like we run. So it's kind of like a combined set of 2-day matches, creating one. So it's a series, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to use one gun for the whole thing.
One gun for the whole thing.
Can you swap stuff in and out? Can you have multiple optics? Like, how do you swap optics?
You can. So, if you're in stock class, the only thing you can swap out is your optics, right? If you're in open or unlimited, if you want to have a parts bag and a parts trailer that you want to keep swapping stuff out on, go to town, right? Again, but the minute you change something, you introduce that risk of something going wrong.
Yeah,
and something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. So the Rangers don't have to bring anything. The only thing we're going to need for this series is more volunteer support. So folks, if you're interested in finding more about this and there's an event coming to your range, send us a note. Tell us, hey, I'm not ready to shoot, but I'd love to supervise, watch. We need spotters and scorekeepers because there's going to be a lot. So paper targets need scoring. Times need recording.
Yeah, where are you actually Sorry, this year. Sorry, go ahead, and then I have a question.
So this year it's going to be coast to coast. We're bringing this on the road. So we've got events in Ontario. So we have 2 events. I think we're going to have 3 events in Ontario, and I'm working on 3 events in the West. So we have 1 tentatively scheduled in the Edmonton area, and I think Kamloops, BC, is going to be the site of the Western 2-day championships.
Okay.
Because they've got pistol bays, they've got 100 meter, and they've got the long range, all within 25 meters of each other, back to back. So that'll be a good venue for us for the first year.
Yeah.
So Kamloops. The date is going to be mid-July, I believe, July 18th. It's around there. There. And there'll be a maple seed around that same time.
Oh, surprise! I didn't know that. Apparently, we're going to have a maple seed on the same. But anyways,
and then I'm trying to line up a couple of other locations that we're still trying to confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Southern Ontario and we're gonna have Eastern Ontario for sure.
Okay. Can you actually back up a little bit? So the people that are listening to the podcast, and you said you're bringing everything, but what do the ranges actually? What do they need? They need a pistol bay.
The limiting factor is being able to go down range.
Okay.
So for the up close deal, we need to be able to repaint it between competitors. So we can't shut down the long range.
Yep.
For the precision target, which is the paper target scoring, we need to be able to go down range, swap targets out, and then swap them out. We're actually going to be shooting those as a squad. So the whole squad will line up and shoot the paper target portion as a squad. Kind of like a relay and maple seed. Perfect. So that way we'll move the whole squad quickly in 5 minutes.
And then once everyone's done the paper, you go down, you take all the paper targets back. I like it. I like it.
Scoring. Yeah, exactly. And then the next squad lines up, giving us time. We'll score before the competitors leave. So they'll know they're scored, but we'll keep the paper targets, obviously, for records. And they'll verify and sign off on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty straightforward because you've only got 1 hole in each target. It's easy to see, so you don't have multiples.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then speed steel is going to be fast because it's max 30 seconds per run, and no one ever takes 30 seconds unless you have a mechanical failure. So those will probably run the same pace as a regular CRPS or RPS stage. You'll be able to finish it within 2 minutes. So that won't be the roadblock. So pistol bay out to 25 meters, a rifle bay out to 100. We'll be shooting at 50 and 100. And then all the rest can be in the long range bay. So we'll have CRPS on the left, ORPS in the middle, and then silhouette on the right. Because again, they're all steel, they're all self-resetting. Yeah. And then this year we're working with our steel suppliers to provide us standardized small bore 1/5 scale NRA silhouette targets that'll hang on racks.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So the cool part is all of the courses of fire will be published in January. Okay. All of the targets we're using is standard IBS paper targets.
Yeah.
All of the steel we're using is standard NRA steel, except that the hanger we'll be using is a certain length, and the hole placement will be based on the balance points of some of those animals. So everyone can get practicing. So there's no excuse.
So you're going to have to actually post, like, would we be able to actually buy that steel? If
Absolutely. So we're
so who's providing this steel?
So we have a number of suppliers. Obviously, our first choices are platinum sponsor Guangzhou targets. I'm getting samples next week for some exciting new targets for X22, some exciting new targets for the upcoming CRPS Sniper Series, and some exciting new targets for CRPS this year. Some new stuff. Yeah.
So people are asking where they can sign up and all that, but let's actually leave that till the end, because you let the cat out of the bag a little bit, right?
For what?
CRPS Sniper Series. I
Sniper
know.
Series. What, did I say that?
Yeah.
So we're going to be announcing that officially on Sunday. Or whenever I finish.
You just actually announced it, so let's be real.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we've been talking about this. So all the stuff I've been talking about, certain groups of people. So the X22 challenge actually came about. I can't remember if it was Campbell River or it's Kamloops. There was just a bunch of guys saying, "Wouldn't it be great if?"
We did all that. Darren Ostapowicz was involved in that, wasn't
he? He certainly was. I was talking to him last night about it. So.
It sounds like something like all over the place.
Dio is the man. He is.
Dio, he's involved.
And guys were stoked and said, "Well, let me think about it and see what we can do." And then I started putting my thinking cap on how do we make it just not like a CRPS match for semi-autos, right? So let's change it up. Let's move away from that format just to give something else to the shooting community. And I think we got something that's gonna.
So. What is it?
So the Sniper Series is a field course.
Okay. Yeah.
So the standard CRPS, here's the course of fire. You have there's 5 steel placed, and there's 100 meters, 125, 175, and 188, right? 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, and then back again if you want. So in the field course, in the CRPS Sniper Series, this is stage 1. We're going to call it the tunnel rat. You approach the target, and then there are 3 targets. One is at 88.8 degrees, one is at 92.2 degrees, and one is 68.3 degrees. Target A is going to be a 12-inch by 12-inch plate. Target B is a full-size IPSC, and target C is a 1/3 IPSC.
Okay.
You must engage each within 2 minutes and 3 rounds each. Go.
And you got to figure out the distances.
Right.
And you got to figure out the distances. And so you're going in basically saying your targets are somewhere out there. This is the rough general direction. This is the rough sizing. And if there are any distinguishing marks, it's a black and yellow target, black and white, or shape, right? And then you've got 2-man teams or 2-person teams, sniper spotter, that'll alternate. So as you're shooting and they're able to see your hits or misses, they'll be able to call it. Hit lower right side, so you'll adjust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit, dead center hit. Send it, right? So the communication between the sniper spotter pairs become more and more important as good eyesight is. So you don't want Mr. Magoo being your spotter there, right? A spotter is almost as important as a trigger puller, because they're the ones helping you get your rounds on target if you're not hitting. And also 2 eyes are looking for confirmation as to, where is the target, what is the target size, what's the distance. Because there is a lot. So milling with a reticle is not always exact. If you're off, depending on the quality of your optics, you could be low by 12 or 24 inches if you mismeasure. So rangefinders are allowed, Not all stages will allow rangefinders, but most of the ranges will allow. Most of the stages will allow you to use your rangefinder, because that's not really the hard part. It's keeping all that and saying, okay, what do I engage first? It's A, then B, and then C, or is it A, then C, and then D, and then remember that in your mind. So you've got to get into the strategy of how do I keep all that in my head. Okay. So it's a different mind game that we're playing with people, and it's going to appeal to a subset of the CRPS shooters that I don't need that kind of stress in my life, right? I just want to show up and shoot, right?
So it appeals to those.
It's the more tactical side.
It's the tactical, the tactical guys that are in.
You've got to be organized. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to be able to communicate.
Yeah,
and you've got to get along well with your partner, because that's how sniper spotter pair marriages end.
Right. Yeah. So I actually see this as, because it is rimfire, right?
Yep, it's rimfire. Yep. Correct.
So I see this as actually, we've had some issues recently with respect, not only COVID, but recent announcements in May and different things like that. And there's been some cancellations with different. Let's just say there's been different, championships and different things like that. People would normally go to, and they'd use center fire. This is something that will be more accessible for people, and it's actually something that they can, even pairs that usually shoot service rifle, they can actually come out and do this. Now,
exactly.
Okay, so let's talk. Where are you going to be doing this? How many have you booked already, or what do you need in order to book this? So,
right.
Where are we going, Rick, and when can I see you?
So luckily for you, these are all within easy reach. So we will have an X-22 Challenge Series event at Stittsville.
Okay.
We will have an X-22 Challenge event at East Elgin. Mm-hmm. The championships, the 2-day Eastern championships will be at Stittsville this year. I can't remember the month. It's either September or it's around there. I will be posting the schedule once I get confirmations from the core group. So right now I've got 5 events
booked
planned. I'm just waiting for X-22.
Right. What about the
Sniper Series? The same thing. We're going to have one day event and 1 2-day championship event. Okay. So it'll be a minimum of 4 matches, 2 in the West and 2 in the East. Okay. Just like X-22.
Do you have the spots already identified, or are you actually looking for those?
We have 1 spot identified, 1 spot confirmed for Sniper Series. That's going to be in Merritt, BC.
Okay.
In late July. And we have the Eastern spots confirmed. One is going to be May 1st, and the Western Championship is going to be November something. Again, we'll post the schedule. I can't remember. It's on my spreadsheet.
Is there any limitations or anything? Like there is no
limitations. Yeah. It's if you want to bring that equipment, just bring that equipment. There is no stock or open. It's you are the classification. If you're ready for it,
just tripod. Just bring the gun on the tripod with nothing. Like it's rock solid on there.
It's whatever you want, man. It's as long as I mean, certain stages you won't be able to fit a tripod because you'll be in a tunnel. Yeah. Right. So those are things that are going to limit the real world applications, just like in the real world, right? In the real world, like you're going to crawl through a pallet tunnel. If you want to bring a little tiny tripod, you go right ahead, right? Or you're standing on a skyjack, right? If you want to do that on your clock and go up and down, or scaffolding, right? All these things are all possible. It's going to be a challenge. Again, it's not for everybody, but again, it's a different aspect of the sport that will strongly resonate with a subset of the CRPS shooters.
It's just
like X-22 will.
Yeah, it's going to keep people engaged. Like people have been
absolutely
people have been going to Maple Seed. People have gone to CRPS, and then it's ORPS, and then it's race guns. And now it's actually, you're actually. So Rick is the god in the 22 world in Canada, right?
Yeah, I think there's a couple other words in there. So the only other thing that we did to kind of liven up, we didn't want to leave CRPS alone because CRPS is working great. It's one of the most fun environments that I've ever been. It's like kind of Maple Seed. It's just a great time. Yeah. So this year we're introducing the CRPS Team Challenge.
Oh,
so squad up in teams of 4.
I saw that.
And now we're running stats for 4-person teams. So again, there's limitations. You have to be on the same 4-person team throughout the year. You can't shoot on multiple teams. You'll have to be in the same division, right? But you get bragging rights. So as a team, how did you score that match?
Okay. What happens if somebody actually gets sick and all that? Can you sub out?
Nope, no subbing. Your team is your team. No man left
The
behind.
team is the team. Okay.
Pick healthy, committed people. Just like those group projects in university.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
This is the real world, right? So
Yeah.
pick healthy people.
I'm not carrying
People who have already got
Yeah.
the coronavirus
Yeah.
and are immune.
We're just checking for antibodies.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be awesome because you're going to have to come up with a team name, right? You're going to ask for logos. I'm going to see the shooting shirts are finally going to come to CRPS, right?
Yeah.
And the trash talking is going to be so much fun. So much fun. Yep. And then,
I think it's great.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast, and it adds another dimension to it. And hopefully, again, as much as it is fun, what we're hoping is to inspire people to communicate and learn from each other. That's the secondary subtext under all of this: is how do we exchange information? Some teams will be just yelly people, and others will be nurturing, caring environments. I want to be on the yelly people team. Because everyone's going to be yelling at each other's. So I'm watching. I know there's a couple of teams I know I'm going to have to watch out for. Like even before the team challenge was announced, I already knew who the 4-man teams were going to be.
Oh, so I already knew some of them too.
Yeah. I know you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent some time with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a blast. So that's the other thing. So we haven't left CRPS alone. It's not the it's not left to wither and die. It's gonna be strong, and it's gonna be even stronger with the team challenge.
Yeah, and also
and again, the nice part also is this current year 2020 we've had the highest number of match directors creating their own matches.
That's what I was going to say.
Ccfar on their terrain, which is awesome. So now you have folks like John Gingrich and Chris Tischler and then Ron Sharp coming up with the Sharp, Tischler, and Gingrich matches, right? So they have their own flavor. John likes to make you traverse 120 degrees from target to target. Ron's got the greatest props. You're shooting off, telehandlers. You're shooting off, skid steers. You're shooting off, a hilltop or in a treehouse. Those kinds of things.
And Chris, he has the wood burning oven and planes.
Chris, the first time I met Chris, he had fries in the fryer and a steak on the grill. I said, "This is going to work out really well."
Yeah.
And the matches he shot were awesome because they're challenging. They're technically challenging matches.
They are.
So everyone brings another flavor, their own flavor to it. So it's not Rick's idiotic muffler hanging from a string stage again, right? Or Rick's standard barricade. It's all different things that are being brought to light, and I love it. And I can just be surprised and be as angry as the next guy shooting this insane stage that someone's created, which is terrific. So
which is fantastic because
which is exactly what it needs. So now, so if CRPS stops, right, these guys can now go on and they've got the resource, they've got the connections, they can run these matches in perpetuity. Our goal was to start it up. We're like we say at Maple Seed, I'm just a spark, but they're the fuel of what's going to keep this activity going, right?
That's right. Yep.
So which is awesome, and that's kind of where I decided, okay, now we can devote it to include more people into the shooting ports like X22, which is where you're going to see a huge uptick in a whole bunch of brand new shooters who've already spent the $3,000 on their simple 1022 rig, right?
Who does that?
I don't know. I don't know. We put out a poll this week on how much have you spent in your first year. I thought, okay, it's going to be like 1,000. Guys were spending thousands and thousands.
Yeah.
We also asked how much ammo do you shoot? John Gingrich put the post out. Just in the 69 responses, over 200,000 rounds were accounted for. Right? So CRPS or ORPS, conservative estimate is we influence over 1.5 million rounds a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you remember when we used to shoot?
Yes.
It was fun.
I still shoot, but I shoot it much more poorly than I've ever done. But I have a good time. I'm just there for the trash talking and the laughs. And making a hit or two on steel. So it's been a great year despite all of the challenges. But I'm looking forward to next year, and fingers crossed we get all of these done and we get to meet more smiling faces on the firing line, having discovered their next
Their love?
infatuation. Yeah, their next love,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah,
So,
well, that is good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Adriel, what do we
Hey.
got going on for questions? Do we got anything that we need to address before we?
Mostly, I'm being selfish. I'm thinking about myself and like what I want to shoot with it. Like I want to. I've got a gray birch LDR
yes.
with a scope.
those are
I'm
gonna
going
be
to put
awesome,
a 45-degree offset mount on there. I'm going to red dot. That's like a 3-gun open thing. So with scope straight up with red dot, just canted a little bit.
Right
that
now,
should give you a little some flexibility.
There you go.
Yeah. The sales of those 45-degree mounts on Amazon are going to be nuts in the next couple of months.
I already got one. I'm good to go. The harder thing to find right now is the pistol red dots. Those are very hard to find right now. There's not a lot of them out there, especially on the used market. On CGN, nothing.
Yeah. You know what? We are fortunate that we have Vortex as a title sponsor for ORPS and Rimfire race guns. They just plain work, so we are looking forward to seeing more of this. Actually, we did a poll. So every year we publish the stats. So by far, Vortex was the dominant optics player in the CRPS game.
Mm-hmm.
And that Outlaw was coming up on second. Like Outlaw came out of nowhere. I mean, not nowhere. They sponsored us early on, and we started bringing demo optics to the lines, just like we did with our Vortex. And folks like Ben at Extreme Range is selling it. Jerry Teo at Mystic Precision and then Scott Gallus at Red Star. They're the ones that turned me on to Outlaw.
Fun.
And that's kind of where, and those guys have done a stellar job at promoting the brand and getting people behind the optics and seeing what it's really all about. So it's going to be fun. There's two schools of thought: 45-degree or low power optics, like a 2 to 10. That would be interesting. As long as you have the reticle for it, you can get away with it.
Totally. Yeah.
45-degree optic.
Yeah.
If I can use a 45 red, the red dot's going to be way easier to use for. Yeah. Close.
Again, it's 20% of the match, right? It's 20% of the match. So again, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and we're going to have individual recognitions for each discipline as well. So the speed stages, you'll have a special recognition. You'll have a badge of honor that says you were the top speed shooter, right? Or king of the long range, or clean sweeper, right? But all those
the clays, the mini clays. With the mini shot
we'll have to incorporate when the 22 shot shells we'll be flinging them 5 meters away. That gets a little splashy.
It'll give them a light dusting at that range.
It's gonna be wild. But yeah, so far it's we're still making some tweaks, but I think as it is, the course of fire is going to be the same. We'll just have to see. Again, volunteers is the key for this to work. So if you see the event and you're not ready to shoot, come on out, see it firsthand, live on the firing line. Volunteer, help us out, and get some experience and exposure to it, and more importantly, see what equipment's working and what equipment's not working.
Isn't that great?
The question is, when equipment fails, ask them what they did, what they're using.
Yeah.
Not use that combination.
Don't buy that stuff. Yeah.
Backing tolerances is going to be your evil fiend.
Yeah, come out for the first time, volunteer, watch what everybody has, watch what's working, what's not working, and then
ask the questions.
Exactly. So where can people actually find out all this information and contact you if they want to volunteer and all that?
So the easiest way is to get into our website, rimfireprecision.ca, and then subscribe for notifications. That is our main means of communication. We'll send emails out. Also joining our Facebook group. So it is a closed group. You've got to be admitted into the group. So that's look for Canadian Rimfire Precision, or there's a sub group now called X22 Challenge Series. So those are the two. Ask to enter, and then we'll be posting information there. But really the best way is to subscribe for updates. You won't miss anything that way, because sometimes the feeds in those Facebook groups kind of gets stepped on, and the important news starts to fall down if we don't make an announcement. So that's the best way.
Okay. And if they're already on CRPS, you've already posted that there. So most people,
Correct.
And actually
most people are.
Yeah, I think you sent emails out too to everybody that's part of that group to ask them if they wanted to.
Correct,
so,
we did. Yeah,
I got one of those. I don't know how.
Did you?
Yeah. So guess what? I've signed up. Have you? Just saying, you need to, right? Anyways,
I think all of our founders coins, and right now we're actually running a fundraising raffle to kick off the series. We've got a Tactical Solutions X-Ring rifle that's up.
You want to talk about that?
Coins. Not just briefly. We sold 40% of the tickets. So out of 100, we only started selling it yesterday. So it's the response has been great.
Why didn't I see this? Why didn't you tell me about this?
I didn't even know it was
an email
out.
to all the subscribers. Oh, really? So I'm missing out. So I don't have I'm not connected because you guys swim in different circles. I'm just Rick. I'm not the slam fire guys. Like that's a club. What is it? Filthy doesn't want to be part of a club that will let him in.
Okay, so you have the founder's coin that you're doing.
We have founders coins, yeah. So this is the last raffle that's going to be. So we had a limited run of I think 300 or 400 founders coins. That basically is funding all of this. I mean, we've got timers is probably the most expensive thing we're going to have to do. Right, $200 each. But we're getting the fancy ones with a big Bluetooth display, so you can everyone behind you can go ooh. Those are going to be cool. And
are they waterproof?
We'll find out. No, they're not.
The CD.
Yeah, the CDs. I was hoping with the AMG Commanders. I know.
Not waterproof. I know. There's another one out there that's Bluetooth and connects to the tablets via Bluetooth.
Yeah, they're all sold out. The AMG Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've been. Hey, if you're out there, AMG Commander, we'd love to test drive some of yours for.
They're sold out. They don't need your help.
I know.
I'd use them.
Purely selfish perspective. I mean, waterproof
I love
Bluetooth,
the idea.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a reason why I asked if it was waterproof. You do know, right?
Yes.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, you know what? We have these high-tech waterproofing devices called Ziploc bags.
I was just going to say, you're going to put them in bags, right?
In our first year, we spent a pile of money on these fancy tablet covers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It was an embarrassingly expensive expenditure.
But they were beautiful.
So at the match, some guy took it out of the cover, put it in a Ziploc bag, and it worked.
And it was lighter, and it wasn't so thick, and
yeah, it worked. And the touch thing. So, hint: if you're running a match and using tablets, Ziploc bag doesn't have to be the freezer; just has to be sealed. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
but you got to admit they were pretty knoce. So, yes, what are you?
There's one more thing. So,
what?
Barney. So everyone knows Barney.
Yeah. So, are you?
No matter where you are, hey, do you know Barney?
Tactical teacher,
yes.
M14 guy, hungry.
Yeah. So he's been chatting with Chris Tischler about Rimfire CQB.
Yeah, no.
So that is the next thing you should look at.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Send me an email when. I want to listen.
Guess when he's on. Guess who's coming to be on next week?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So actually, not many people know, but Barney is the reason this whole CRPS thing happened.
Yeah,
so
Barney.
He's my inspiration to say, Barney was this guy that said, I'm going to do this. So I looked at him and said, if you can do it, I'm going to do it. So I did it. So thank you, Barney. So anytime you guys see Barney, say, thank you.
Thank you, Barney.
Thank you, Barney. So he's the guy.
Barney is a great guy.
He's the legend.
He's a little crazy, and he reminds me a lot about you. But anyways,
he's my brother from another mother.
Brother from another mother. Yeah, you guys talk about that or say that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah,
that's it. So that's the busy year, and then so basically we're doubling the amount of events we have in Canada next year.
Wow.
And we hope to be doing probably over 1,000 shooters participating in our events.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a good year, but half of that is going to be ORPS and rimfire race guns, which are range run. All we do is provide the course of fire and the logistics on medals and prizes. And again, Vortex is the title sponsor. So all of those events are getting hugged with that Vortex arms and getting prize packs from Vortex. So
okay. Anybody else has sponsors that you want to actually acknowledge?
We have a ton. I mean, there's the industry has really stepped up and gotten behind us. I mean, Quarth Group, again, from day one, stepped up.
Yeah.
We've got MDT, huge sponsors from year one. Lab Radar. Not everyone can afford a Lab Radar, but if you come to our matches, you get to use Lab Radars because it's important to know how fast that teeny tiny bullet is traveling that minute, right? So you'll do it in the morning and do it in the afternoon and have that confidence that you know what your speed is.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget Trigger Tech. I mean, there's a whole host.
You got some really great sponsors. Yeah.
I mean, we have the best of the best out there. IBI International Barrels, Ryan and the crew at IBI make some phenomenal barrels that will transform rifles into, if they're attack drivers, now they're teeny tiny tack drivers, and they look good too. And obviously, Grey
Yeah.
Birch Solutions coming out with their platforms. The only thing we'd ask is, hey, get the LLDR, which is the 40 MOA base, because
I know. You know what? I was thinking about
They
that.
have one of those
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
no,
No.
they should.
Oh.
20 is the minimum.
Yeah.
30 is better, but 40 for long range. If you're doing
Yeah.
CRPS long range, you'll need at least 40. So
I was
again, I'm
wondering.
forgetting, and I apologize to those I've forgotten.
So if it's already built in and it's a 30, you can actually
It's a 20.
no, but yeah, I know 20,
Oh, yeah.
right? But you can
Yep.
actually play with your rings a little bit to give you a little bit.
There's things you can do. I mean, there's
Yeah.
other aftermarket rings that have inserts that'll give you an extra 40 MOA of adjustment.
Exactly.
What
But
I do
it'd
is
be
I just
nice
stick,
It'd be nice to already have it.
here's a little tech tip. If you want cheap, just go get a set of feeler gauges from Canadian Tire.
Uh-huh.
It's roughly 1/1000th of an inch is an MOA when you slide it under the rear mount, under the rear scope. It does funny things to the alignment, so I don't want to get too high before you start bending the tube. But if you don't reef on it, you'll get a quick adjustment that way. Not responsible for any damages or injuries.
The Burris signature Z rings will do 20 or something like that. If
you can go 20 in the front, 20 in the back, so you can go 40.
Oh, I've only got the 10s. I need the 20s.
Yeah.
Combine that
Hey, Adriel,
with the
I'll hook you up with the 20s. You're running 30s or 34 millimeter tubes?
30s.
I'll throw you some 20s if you need 20s. Let me know.
See, there you
So
go.
the other tip is 4 to 16. You get 30 mil of travel there, right? So that's the big thing. You don't need a 6 to 24. 4 to 16 is good enough, and that gives you probably 20 MOA more travel with the 4 to 16 versus the 6 to 24s.
William Saunders.
Yes. Hey, Will, how's it going, buddy?
He's answering your
CQB, buddy.
question. Yeah, he has a question about a scope, maybe. Yes, and other. Once again, thanks, Rick, for coming on. Well, you're still on because you're during the show.
I'm lurking.
You're lurking.
I'm just trying to hang out, just absorbing all the positive Slamfire vibes. I miss you guys.
Oh my
It's nice
God,
to
I
hear
miss
you
you so
guys.
much.
Soon, February, right? I get to see you in February.
Yes. You know what we really should do? So we're thinking about doing a boot camp for all the Maple Seed instructors in Ontario, Quebec. So what we really should do is actually just do it in Cuba.
Nice.
Just go. Everybody's got 3 weeks, right? You take a week, go to Cuba, come back, and isolate for 14 days. I'm okay with that.
What's that comeback part?
Why don't we
We're all
just
telecommuters, right?
let's just stay down there until this is all over.
Get the Maple Seed jet, start in Newfoundland, and start picking people up along the way till you get to BC, and then fly to Cuba or somewhere that has less Rona than us.
Less stuff.
Yeah.
How's Hawaii? Have you checked
It's got to
out
have good seafood and
it's the best for the U.S. and that's not very good. It's probably still better than Alberta.
It's an islands. So okay, all right. Why don't we get into listener feedback? Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, as well as fur coat finishes, as well as wood finishing. And you can check out his, oh my God, I can't talk, online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, and optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. And go and tell him we said hi. Hi, Denise.
He's the man.
He is the man. He is the man. Okay. So sorry?
He runs ORPS matches too.
He does. He runs them quite frequently down at the Rustouche Gun Club.
He does.
In Balmoral. He does. By the way, ORPS is huge in the East Coast, isn't it?
It's huge.
It's getting there. Yeah. Yeah. Because
I think 4 clubs in the East Coast that are running it.
Yeah. So there's
the biggest concentration, yeah.
So Rustouche, who else is doing it?
Miramichi.
Yeah.
There's I know the match directors. I don't know the name.
Okay, never mind. All right. Names. But there is, if you want to get into rimfire shooting, go to one of the ORPS matches in New Brunswick. And by the way, if you can't get out of New Brunswick because they're no longer in bubbling and different things like that, so check out one of those matches because we can't
drive
get
to Alberta.
There.
We've got them here.
Yeah, They don't want to come to Alberta. Anyways. All right. Adriel, you got the show notes up. Why don't you read this from Flavio?
From Flavio. Flavio? Flavio.
What is Flavio?
Flavio. Hello, guys. First, I got to say I love listening to the show and always look forward to the next podcast. I recently purchased the Savage Axis in 223, like many did during the Black Friday sale. I mean, $350-ish after rebate and tax. Why wouldn't you buy? My question is about the scope. Planning on changing it, and my options are take my Vortex Crossfire 2 3-9x40 off my deer gun, which is 7mm weight, and then upgrade that, or get the Vortex Diamondback 4-12x40 that Cabela's has on sale right now for $240. All my hunting's done within 200 yards. Thanks for any advice you could make. You don't need the 4-12, but the Diamondback is going to be a better quality scope than the Crossfire.
Yeah.
I would probably get if it was me, I would get the Diamondback because that sale price is really good. It's going to be better. Like a $240 scope is going to be better than there's a Weaver. Yeah, it's like a real basic Weaver scope that they come with.
Mm-hmm.
And the Diamondback's going to be better than this one by far. By far, it's going to be a big upgrade. So even though I wouldn't really need the 4-12, I'd probably still buy that scope just because it's a better quality one. You guys
agreed?
Do you agree? Concur?
Yeah.
Do you guys concur?
Mike's also Mike H is also saying that Athlon as well.
That's his answer to everything. Athlon.
In all fairness to Mike, he knows how to run an Athlon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping that they would have a Black Friday sale on Athlon scopes and they'd be like half off, and I'd be like, all right, now it's time. Now I gotta get like 2 of them. But no, they're too much in demand. They don't need to go on sale.
Yeah. I mean, the Athlon Argos Gen 2 is like under $550.
That's good.
That's the one I'm looking at. That's the one I was waiting for that big sale on. No big sale.
You're not going to see it. It's like, Vortex Diamondback or the Athlon Argos. You can't go wrong with either of those two.
Yeah.
Just try them out, see which one you like better, whichever one sparks joy.
Does this one spark joy? This does not spark joy.
This does not spark joy.
Okay. If it's all about sparking joy. Okay.
Watch your language.
I know, this could go weird. Okay. Speaking of joy, we have an email from Ginger Snap. So from James Burke. He says, love the interview / looking for free law advice from Ian Runkle of the Bailey. He says, but I've been watching his YouTube, and this is what I see. See the picture. So I've included a picture here. Wow, YouTube demonetized. And this, oh, by the way, remember, this is from James Bark. So I cleaned it up a little bit, but I still can't read it. Words are all blurry for the description of his video. Why do people do things like this? Are they grown-ups or are they really still children? So it's basically, he's wondering about why.
They all look blurry, though.
Yeah.
Like in his screen cap, they all look weird. I think there's something wrong with your TV.
He's wondering if this is basically based on the fact that it's Ian Runkle and his firearms.
No.
Are they blurring it because of that?
No.
Well, he's saying, what are your thoughts? So Adriel's thoughts are no. No. If you demonetize it, you won't see ads on it. That's one of the surefire ways of knowing that it's been demonetized. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not blurry. So all the other videos on there look blurry too. I wonder if that's just like a smart TV problem. Try updating your app. You didn't know it, but we also do tech support on this show. It's dial-in tech support. So, Ginger Snap, James, you just need to do an reboot upgrade. Okay, so he says, keep up the great work. I'm especially enjoying the shows that don't have the COVID Trevor on. Here in New Brunswick, we're going to build a wall, and the people that live in Campbellton are going to pay for it. Trump 2024. James.
They're going to be on the other side of the wall, eh? They get lumped in with Quebec. They're too close.
You know what? Trevor's absolutely going to love that. We're going to build a wall around Campbellton, and you're going to lump you in with Quebec. That's over the bridge there.
Sounds like you'd love that idea.
Yeah, no, you won't. Why don't you bring, this one's from Will. This is from our friend, Rick, by the way, William Saunders.
From Will. Question: is there a budget-friendly optic for a 1022 to do maple seed and CRPS? Well, this seems very relevant to what we're talking about today.
I know.
I'm also interested in doing some CQB with the same tool, but I already have an Aimpoint Pro. What's budget-friendly though? Because like for some people, budget-friendly is like $100. For some people, budget-friendly is $500. For some people, budget-friendly is like only $1,000.
I mean, like in any sport, there's like, car racing, there's a minimum performance level you want to get to. You can spend less, but you're going to get less. Like we've already talked about the Vortex Diamondback Tacticals and the Athlon Argos Gen 2 PTRs. Those are the two. Yeah. People have had great luck with the Cabela's Covenants as well. So those are the three that we see day in, day out in the production class. But I've seen less failures with the Vortex and the Athlon products than the Cabela's, to be honest with you. I've got 3 or 4 of those Cabela's Covenants down. And they're in a box, not on my rifle for a reason, right? So,
yeah, I think actually, but yeah, we've talked about quite a few different scopes tonight, and all of
and there's probably some that are even cheaper that I'm just not aware of. There's so many out there, but the ones that have proven themselves in competition are the Diamondback Tacticals and the Athlon Argos Gen 2s BTRs.
Right. And you can use those at any of the applications he's looking at right now. Yep, so and I think he says he's interested in using it at CQB. I'm thinking he's talking about the RCQB. So tune in next week where we're going to have Barney on to talk about that. Yay! Right? Yay. Okay. So this one's from Dave. He says, for any of our Calgary listeners, I'm running a PAL RPAL course on December 19th and 20th. PAL and RPALs respectively. It's $125 each, and you can find out more at foothillsfirearmstraining.ca. By the way, they're starting to run these courses as well. So if you're in Calgary area, check that out. But they're also starting to run these courses as well here in my local area too. I just noticed recently that at the Napanee Gun Club, they're actually doing one too. So where I took
They're not really running them out here. That's after the 3-week lockdown thing we're doing.
Okay, so
but that's going to be one of the earliest ones, and that's a decent price for Alberta. Yeah.
Good luck with that. 3 weeks, right?
It'll be fine. Fine.
See ya in 2024. Okay. If you have an email and you'd like to, email the show, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And by the way, I have not received any applications for Sugar Daddy. I'm just so disappointed in our listeners. Just letting you know. Anyways. I haven't. I'm disappointed. Anyways. All right. Patreon supporters, we don't have any new Patreonies this week, but if you'd like to support the show, go on over to Patreon and go search out Slamfire Radio and show us some love. We would love to have you on board, and we'd like to, because we can give you all of this content. It's wonderful. Thank you. If you do become a Patreon supporter, don't forget to send us an email at slamfireradio@gmail.com. Send us your information, and we will send you out some swag as well. Did you get some of that out recently, Adriel? No. Okay.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
You got 3 weeks of lockdown. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I know, right?
Go to the post office.
Okay. You can also go over to Cabela's. By the way, did you check Cabela's out recently about what people bought? Or no? Okay.
No, I'll check it, and let's do that once a month.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But you can also show some love to this show by going over to visit our website first. If you're going to go to Cabela's, go to our website first. Then click on the link and then buy your stuff. And then they'll actually give us a couple of dollars-ish. I don't know. How much is it anyways?
They find the pocket change in their couch and they just kind of throw it at us.
Okay. All right. So go and do that. Give us, anyways. Why don't we get into shoutouts? Rick, do you have any shoutouts that you would like to give this week?
There are so many. I could general shout out to all the participants and sponsors of CRPS. It's been such a rewarding experience. That's why we do it. Like Maple Seed, we go there because of the people, not because of the ridiculous pay that we get for the ridiculous hours we work. But shout out to all of you guys that have come out to a match or just chatted on the Facebook groups. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for being great ambassadors of the sport. Our sponsors love you for all the kind notes you send them, thanking them for their contribution. So we really appreciate that. So thank you guys. And shout out to my wife who makes this all happen.
She's an angel. She's a saint.
She's
Yes,
a
she
saint.
is. She is.
I'm a lucky guy.
You are. Okay. Adriel, do you have any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Rick for bringing so many rimfire sports across the country
Yeah.
and putting in all those hours. I was gonna try to measure how many hours Maple Seed put in this year, but then I was like, oh, but then there's Rick. Oh, this guy can't even estimate it. Can't even come close.
You're officially part of my pit crew now, man. Changing leaf springs in the side of the
Oh yeah, that's true.
convenience store.
Hey,
at 10 o'clock.
We changed that leaf spring quick.
We were good. It's like Formula One speeds, man. Zip, zip, zip. Oh man, that was awesome. Thank you.
Kelly?
Shout outs. I actually just wanted to say thanks to also to Rick for coming on tonight. Just basically for giving us the dirt first on the scoop, and also for being one of the biggest influencers or biggest mentors for people here in Canada for rimfire shooting. So you're changing our sport. So I wanted to say thank you for that. So yeah.
Thank you.
That's it. All right, everybody, go on over and check us out on Gunners Canada. Like us on Facebook. By the way, we haven't had any updates on the orphanage yet. So if you'd like to go and give us a little bit of love there, maybe we can actually beat that orphanage.
Do we have a specific orphanage we're comparing against? Because we beat that library a million years ago.
No, we had
on Facebook likes.
Yeah, but we did have one of the orphanages that we pegged down. It wasn't a popular one. It was in a third world country, I think. And we did beat that one, but we picked another one once we did that. But I don't remember what it is, so we'll have to research that.
We need to pick a different kind of something to beat.
We need something that's a challenge. What do you think?
A hospital for kids with leukemia or something?
Yeah, that'd be God. Yeah, let's beat those kids. All right. All right. Go and join the Ccfr and please show them some love with respect to the legal challenge. Go and donate some money towards that, because I know that if you're listening tonight, you probably want to keep your guns. So go and show them some love. Also, reach out to your provincial legislators. Hey, I said it in the upcoming, because apparently there was something announced today. Oh, by the way, it is the 3rd of December, so we know that in 3 days there's going to be a memorial. Obviously, it happens every year, and again, it's something that it was horrible that happened. But that's typically when they tend to make some announcements with respect to firearms. And
memorial about what?
Memorial about, so the December 6th is the Polytechnique. It's the anniversary. So that's basically when they actually tend to make some announcements with respect to that. So I guess Trudeau already hinted today about an announcement coming. I don't know. Anyways, that's 3 days. So let's see what happens. So yeah, go and talk to your legislators about it, because the provincial ones are going to be paying for anything that's going to be happening in the municipal areas. So just go and talk to them. Also, yeah, that's about it, I guess. Right? We're done rambling. Okay,
we as in you.
Well, yeah. See, say goodnight to my puppies. Everybody says your dogs. Say goodnight, puppies. All right,
Dogs.
Bye.